Hey everyone, how you doing? So today, the day is finally here. After, well, since, was it December 14th? December 14th was the start of the Pimax Dalera Dash. And I seen it on there and didn't pay much attention to it at first until probably, I'm still racing in the dash, just, always have, always will. And yeah, just racing in the dash, and I seen the thing up on the side of the banner on iRacing, and it said Pimax Dalera Dash. So I think this was around the 16th or 17th, somewhere around there. And I seen all you had to do was put a paint job on your car and win as many races as you possibly could, and be the one with the most wins out of a complete season, 13 weeks. Usually, it's like week 13. Well, in the Dalera Dash, week 13 is still Charlotte, I think. And so I put the Pimax in the primary condition, shut my trading paints off, and started racing. First few nights, I think I won like 3 races a night or 4 or something like that. Get home from work and try and win a few, and it just gonna do that. And then the weekends I was gonna race some more and see if I could win it that way. And then all of a sudden, right around Christmas time, I ended up, it was just the day after Christmas, got the virus and ended up really sick for about 4 days with a fever and shit, but never went to the hospital. Just about the worst fever, flu with no congestion thing you ever had, and hard to breathe, just like there was no air. So I don't know whether it was which variant it was. I really don't give a shit which variant it was. And so because I wasn't vaccinated, I had to get 20 days quarantine. And the reason why I'm not vaccinated is because I've got a rare blood disorder. My platelets, for some reason, don't are getting captured somewhere by my spleen, what I've been told. So I gotta have my spleen taken out, and there's a whole host of other problems that goes along with that, and I really don't want. So because I wasn't vaccinated, that's a long story short, and I gotta take my injection tonight, one that keeps me alive. And we'll maybe talk about that some other time too, what's involved with that, because it's pretty extensive, and almost died out of the whole thing, so that's another story. Anyways, back to the good news. Sorry, I digress. And so just got the virus and ended up having to stay quarantined for 20 days. And I just asked the wife, I said, do you mind? I said, can I just race all the time? Because before I used to race and do a league, and she kind of complained about that then being taken up so much time. So I put it past her first, and she said, no, I think you can win it, because I was always doing well in the dash. So it started out then, and I think 526 wins out of 876 starts or something like that. So that's like 876 hours of racing in 13 weeks. But did pretty good as far as the win ratio goes. And it's just a crapshoot in a lot of the races. But Charlotte's tonight, and I don't know if we've missed the time is it now? 8:15. We've missed that race, but it's enough to get into the practice and play around. So last night I did a little bit of a live video, but unfortunately for some reason it didn't upload to YouTube, and so we're going to do this and record it, and then that way I know it goes on to YouTube. So we're about 5 minutes into this here now, and I think we'll get into the business of things, right? And winning the Pimax Dalera Dash, so I'll have to go back on this a little bit. So at some point I thought, okay, I'm gonna, probably about couple of days into the quarantine, and I went back and just started looking, and I seen in a grayed out area at the bottom that was also a MOZA full racing bundle. And I went online and I searched, and the company had just come out. I'd seen them before, and they'd just come out recently. A lot of their stuff was still written in Chinese. And I did some research into the company and seen that they were doing gimbals, so they got some sort of backing, which is pretty good, because things aren't that good right now, and I'm really hoping that things change over there. And I know MOZA is a pretty big company with their gimbal stuff, so let's hope and pray that they weather all this storm and keep selling product to all us sim racers, because so far I'm sort of impressed. That's an understatement. So previously, as you guys may have seen in the other videos, if you want to go back and take a look, you probably see the desk sitting up there. I had a G27 with 3 different monitors, and had it for like about 9 years. Computer was a Asus motherboard of some sorts, 980 Ti, which is notorious for failing, and it was failing, but it lasted quite a while. Matter of fact, whoever owned it previous to me, but what had happened partway through the season was my old card started to fail, and I was like halfway through the season, and it was like at 236 wins or something like that, and it calved out, and I was like, what am I gonna do? So I look on Craigslist and I find this guy that's got a 980 Ti, and it was a 970 I had in there, and it was just a matter of swapping over, and within 2 hours time I was back to racing again. So, but that was giving up the ghost. It was skipping frames and stuff. So anyways, that's what happened there. So I ended up having to buy a new computer to go along with the stuff that I want, and also the monitors, which you see behind me. And so I guess we'll get into it. Like I said, I seen that MOZA equipment, and I really, VR is cool. I haven't tried this one out yet. A lot of reviews I hear on it is that the graphics cards need to catch up to the headset, which is kind of amazing. So, but at some point I'm going to try it and give my honest review on it. But right now I'm running a NVIDIA EGVA 3070 Ti. So that's good enough for what I do in iRacing on the triple screens. And we'll get to the big prize here. All right, let's flip you around. All right. So, starting with the computer, that's it there. And I was going to go with all just the white light to match the rig, but I'm kind of partial to that blue. So let's go around. Now, this is a relatively new model of rSeat. It's called the P1. I think it's a beautiful looking rig myself. I just couldn't, even if I was going to buy something, you know, locally or whatever, would be the like the extruded aluminum, the kind of desk stuff that you see. I don't know, don't like that boxy aluminum. It just doesn't look carish, you know. And then I seen this thing with the way it's built, and I got some of my old speakers that I had before, my surround sound. You know, things will progress and change, but use what you got for now, sort of thing, you know. And it really just looked like a car frame, you know, gives it that real racy look. And then along with that is this beautiful looking Sparco bucket seat. Had several choices when it came to the rig. there was different styles, GT and I think there was a rally seat. There's a few you can get onto their website. It's rSeat America, or you can go to their website. That one there, but rSeat North America is where you can order it from. Now, what is really unbelievable is that this setup, as far as the base goes, well, and the monitor stand, which I could have chosen a monitor stand that was sort of made out of the same material as what that square is, and the monitor stand was kind of like a squarish square tubing, and it looked like it had better adjustment and whatnot to it, but it was a few $100s more, and I didn't see the added value. Plus, I kind of like the tubing, anyways. And we'll get into some wire management here in the near distant future, so don't kill me for that. But I kind of like the tubing look, for the main reason it goes along with rSeat. Now you can see they've taken WaterJet, their logo, into places, which is really cool. And there's the mounting bracket system for the wheel. Probably if you were adjusting it all over the place, you might get a little bit markup on there, but it seemed to be pretty tough there. We cranked those down pretty good, and they do supply some washers with plastic on them, or plastic washers, in which we took and installed some of them on here to avoid this type of thing, because there was some adjustment that we had to go through for the seat as to where I wanted it. So, you know, you are going to get marking like that on there. But as far as damage from shipping, I'll tell you what, there's some videos I have of some hyperlapse that we were doing when we were putting it together, and it literally almost took longer to unwrap the plastic off this stuff than it did. Like I say, that we'll get some wire management going on there, that none of this will be hanging around after. And it took us more time to unwrap it than it did anything else. Like, it just seemed like you were forever unwrapping something. But as far as damage, there was absolutely nothing except for one scratch that was on the whole thing. Not even a scratch. And I'm not sure exactly where it is, but it was on one of these ends, I think, here somewhere. And not even anything to speak of. Like, the stuff is pretty tough. It seems pretty tough. Yes. And the wife showed up. Hello, Miss Lee.
Hello.
Hello. So you can see this was the only damage right there, was that, out of this whole thing that was shipped all the way from Sofia, Bulgaria. Yeah, man. And one of the, let's take that little thing that sticks out, little dongle that sticks out off the monitors. They're MSI monitors, 27-inch curve, 120 hertz refresh rate. They were used, but really good deal on those. So you can see that little dongle sticks out. So the dude that owned it before, he's moved back to Brazil, and he went back to Brazil just before the virus came, and then he was stuck in Brazil when the virus hit. So he stayed there, and his stuff stayed in his place, or whatever, bottled up here until just recently when I bought it. So they were only used about 6 months, and they do look new. So with the tray and the button box, which is kind of it's like a cam device on the back of these things. I can get around and take a look at it here. So there's a little cam type device that allows you to capture them. And when you set the bottom one, whatever height that you want, and then whatever height of the tablet or button box that you can capture it with. A lot of this has been done on different different channels. But nobody as a winner who receives this equipment and doesn't have to return it after they review it. Because I'm going to review it as I use it, and I can't lie, I did set up some things, like mostly just to get the iRacing working properly. Did one race last night, like I say, tried to live stream that, and unfortunately it didn't turn out. Didn't upload, even though I was doing live, it didn't upload later. So on the tablet is the MOZA pit house software. You can control the steering wheel, the screen. So we'll go. So there's the wheel, and the wheel's not connected, of course, and it shows that the wheel's not connected. And this one, that's about as far as it swings out. One thing that I think they could do as far as this goes is this could probably be a little longer. That bar there could be a little longer, and the one that's on here, probably that back one could be a little bit shorter. I think a little bit more work on that and make this swing around accessible. And I'm not sure if that one could just run off of one arm instead of the two arms that are on there. It'd be interesting to see if that would work or not. As you can see back here, the length of that arm sticking out there. The back one, it's fairly long. It does tuck away nice though, which I like, and it does come around really clean in front of the unit. You can actually have the steering wheel on, and it just slides right in front of it. And if there's not enough room, then you can pull back. One thing I haven't found out yet is how to hook up this dash. I haven't been able to get it to run in coordination with the car. But I think I've sorted it out, because once I entered into the software, it actually activated it, which is, again, all foreign to me. Coming from that G27, it's a totally different world. But I'm going to be honest, though, when I go to use it, what it's like, and I'll give you my honest opinion on it. Just doing some preliminary stuff in setup, and I did notice what they talked about before was a little bit of a notchiness. Now, I want to see if I can actually be able to do this, with one hand. Oh, there you go, there's the sound. No, it didn't show the steering wheel is connecting there. So we'll go through the software. I'll enter the car. Okay, we'll do as well. Stand you guys up. Okay, so I seen it light up that time. Of course, this is only like my 4th or 5th time that I pulled that wheel out there. You can see the lights traveling. And we just have to get a moment and take a look at these beautiful pedals. It is getting dark, and my place is not that well lit. Like to see how new. I haven't even driven this yet, as far as what I was screwing around today with the computer, taking stuff and moving wires. So course. I don't use that guy that much, but. And again, you can see I got no shifter. That's something that will have to come later. Maybe the shifter with the rally brake on it for drifting. We'll see how it goes. If anybody wants me to get into that, they can let me try it on this rig, and I'll give them my honest opinion. So again, just excuse the rat's nest. We got an air which needs a filter changed. Try and keep the dust down around here. And again, the pedals from the backside. MOZA is just beautiful equipment, I'll tell you. Very nice. So while we're back here, let's get this up out of the way. Like I say, there'll have to be some cable management going on here at some time. But just because we moved everything around for the computer, so we may have to change up the wiring location, tie things in. I'll take care of that. And the seat. Which I chose the QR grid. And the only thing that I found that when I was sitting in it is that I don't like the bottom. It seems to be too thin, the padding there, but it is removable. And I would imagine you'd probably be able to put something down there, but really dark, you can't see. But yeah, that pad down there is just not thick enough. This is nice, and the backing is nice. And the shoulder pads, you can take and move these around so that, or the waist pads, so you can adjust for your sides. So if you're a little bigger, then you just move them out, and if you're a little skinnier, you move them in. Same thing with this. Also, you can adjust the back pad to suit where you like your shoulders and that, and your back. So, yeah. It's incredible, actually. There's a whole box over there. Got a surprise coming for maybe the next video or next week that just adds to this whole thing, and I'm going to keep that a secret for now. But we'll go in and practice there because everybody's gone now. I think they're all gone racing. And I bought these. Seemed a little tight, but they'll probably break in. And I just I know large, the ends of the fingers are too flappy and long, and those are sensitive to the screen. And I have for guests that come over, I have these 12-pack of white cotton gloves. So when somebody comes over and they want to take the sim out for a blast, and maybe they got greasy chicken fingers or something like that, you give them these so they don't mess up the nice fuzzy leather, I call it. Alcantara. People just love to say that word sometimes. Yeah. So let's go for a drive. And we'll also, yeah, what's really nice about this too is the seat moves back. It's got a lever on it, and it's not too bad. It doesn't take much to move it. Really nice. And the fact that it has, where a lot of these extruded aluminum, that's what I call it, channel sims have nothing here. It's just straight down to the floor unless somebody makes something, or maybe I'm unaware of something that's out there. But this nice checker plate on there, you can stand on that if you wanted to. Now, same thing at the back here. Again, wires, excuse that. There's also a lever right there that you can move the pedal tray back and forth. So that also gives you more adjustment, and plus there's the up and down there. And that pedal tray does not move. Zero, nada, nothing. And the seat is being a Sparco. It's solid. There's not a lot of flex in the back of that seat. So when you're pushing on those pedals, it's pretty good. So let's jump in here. Me wearing this Tony Stewart hat. Some old school with some new cool, right? So I'll set you up there and see how this and really, like I say, just the one race the other night, and that was it. So back out a little bit. There we go. And there we go. Just use them when I'm working around and stuff. And two, it helps you can actually wipe the stuff too if you see dust. I'm thinking I might, while it's not being in use, I'm going to look at getting some sort of a cover or something for it, I'm sure. So, because I do doing a bunch of construction around here, and there's been a lot of dust the last little while. Got the windows open and whatnot. So what I haven't done is adjusting how I like the car in here. Something I've never seen before is the flames shooting up in the rear view mirrors. My graphics card wouldn't handle that before. Jai, you gotta come see this, love. Like, as you can see, this is one of my first few times out here. And the settings, I basically, from iRacing, all I've done is just put in my old G27 settings, and that's what I'm running with, is what I used to set the mapping in here, and I went with a 720 degree rotation. And then I adjust my mapping for whatever track I'm on. Corners there, you can sure feel everything that's on the track. There's a little bit of what I used to be familiar with on the G27 is that I guess maybe in the settings I'll be able to work some of that out, make it a little R16, so it's got 16 newton meters of force. And maybe if you're Hercules, but myself, I wouldn't want anything stronger than that. And I would say that if it came down to it and it was the R9 that you got, that would probably be fine for me anyways. If anybody wants any more force than that, I don't get it. Boy, can I ever feel the corners much better with this. I know where that apron is. Braking so much better. And we'll check out this software maybe here for a little bit. So as you've probably seen on some of the channels, which more than likely you have if you've been looking at the MOZA stuff, their pit house software, this is just, it's so nice to be able to use the screens. Okay. Now oh, there we go. So these gloves do work. There we go. Just have to pull them on a little bit tighter, I think. As I say, as far as the large ones go, I don't know if they'd work that well. So now that, I think that's just like really cool. That's the pedestal. But I don't think these gloves are working that well. They're supposed to. Oh, I see. Maybe just the finger does. Oh, there's lots of settings here. I haven't even gone in to look at any of the settings at all. Turn that down a little bit. And these gloves aren't the greatest for that. Yeah, we'll have to figure that out. Maybe cut one of these fingers off. So anyways, yeah, let's go for a little race and see how we do. How I do. And it's getting dark. So I know this video is sloppy, but at least you guys get to see what the stuff that I won and enjoy a little bit here with me. It's my first time getting everything going, so just had to share it with you. You guys have been with me long enough since the beginning, and we'll be doing some more races, and now we got better graphics. This will translate into better display on the screen as well. So let's get out of this. So, race. So the first little bit, the dash wasn't working, and I went in and somewhere in the software, sure we'll run into that again. Some of the stuff that I'm doing is just kind of by accident. So. And if you see me going like this, it's because I'm reaching from where my mouse used to be for 8 years, 9 years. I'll have to get used to being on the tray. I was going to put the tray on this side, but the access to everything and where the computer is, don't think it works that well. Hello, Miss Lee. Someday, hopefully, she'll be brave enough to be on camera. She's going to be a very important person soon, I think. I'll keep that a secret for now, too, as well, because there's something going on in her life that's pretty special. And as we get closer to that going on, I'll probably enlighten you to that, and it is very special for her and for a lot of the culture that she's part of. And as you can tell, Miss Lee, that's what I call her, because she is Chinese. So let's get to some practice on the track and see who we can kill or get killed by. I think my tachometer is showing it's like pegged right out here already. Well, that's probably because the speed limit, maybe. Oh yeah. No, tax reading wrong. Or maybe not. This thing just revs the balloon. That's fine. We'll select another screen, maybe. Let's go to the screen. Which one can we select here? Yeah, something with 12,000 RPM. Probably have to adjust the mirrors and a bunch of stuff too. I'm just jumping in this car and going. This is from MOZA, stock settings straight out of the box. I haven't touched anything in the settings as far as the wheel goes at all. I may have bumped something not on purpose. But yeah. See where we can put ourselves with traffic. I'm gonna draft off somebody. Now I used to set in the softer nub though, for sure. Well, that's pretty cool, man. 2 thumbs up. Oh, my wife has got a glass of wine, a cold glass of wine over there for me, and some dip chips and num num num. So we'll time we at here now. What we'll do is we'll leave this in here where it is, because we're already quite a few minutes into it anyway. Some of you might be getting a little bored, but this is it. And just thanks to MOZA and Pimax, which is Miss Lee. Could you grab me the headset there? Yeah. No, it's not there.
Where did you?
Right there, I think. There we go. Thank you.
Yep.
It's the lady behind the camera. So, might as well pull this off. So there is the Pimax AKX VR headset, and I'm going to try it out. I haven't even used it yet. The guards are still in there. This was again from season 1. Pimax Dalera Dash. They're the ones that originally put it on, and we're giving away this headset. It doesn't come with any of the little boxes that you use to sense where it is. From what I've been told, I can just use a 9-way access to use for iRacing, and they said if it drifts to the right, then you need to get the little box that tells it where it is. I guess just one of them for racing, but we'll see. I really like the triple screens. I can look around, I can see my button box. With this, you're kind of just in the car, and that's it. But, and my 980 Ti or the 970 Ti that I got, they say that even the 3090 Ti still can't keep up to this headset. So basically, this headset is beyond what the capabilities of the cards are. I guess we'll see when coming out with the new 40 series. I haven't seen anybody use it yet. And also this is the AKX, which is 2 4K screens, and coming out I think soon. I've heard some stuff about Pimax and their delay of whatever products they're bringing out, and with the problems right now with supply chain and stuff, if they're on target, then they'll be coming out with a 12K headset, and they also have another one available. I'm not sure in relationship to what is this, but the 12K again is going to be much better than this. When I've seen the reviews on this and some of the videos, it's pretty awesome. And we're going to try it at some point here on the 3070 Ti and see how it works. Yeah, we'll be giving that a whiz. So thanks to Pimax again, and Pimax put up a challenge to MOZA to add to the series, and so the prize pack included wheel set, pedals, and steering wheel, dash, display, and with Pimax it was the headset. My good friend of mine told me, if you were watching some of the other videos in previous, maybe I'll put a link up to his channel there. He's got much on there, but he's got one video that's got like a few 100,000 views, which is amazing. And he said that if I won this, that he would get me the chassis that I wanted for doing the racing. So I want to thank him a lot for that. If you like it, do it. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for taking the time.